Today we have an important topic to discuss, which is the difference between the E-2 and the EB-5 visa. These two visas are instrumental for those looking to invest in the United States and also move here. There's some pretty distinct features and requirements we're going to go through in today's video. But before we dive into the details, make sure you click that subscribe button and hit the notification bell so you stay up to date on everything we're doing at Visa Franchise. So my experience started with the EB-5 visa back in 2014, where I worked at a fund that raised money to invest in different franchises. That's where I discovered the E-2 visa. E-2 visa is a non-immigrant visa. It allows temporary residency that you can actually extend indefinitely. I've heard of cases of people being on E-2 visas for 35, 45 years, while the EB-5 visa is an immigrant visa, which can lead to lawful permanent residence, in simpler terms, a green card. So with the E-2 visa, you can live and work in the United States, but you're really only allowed to work at that business that you invested in. There's some flexibility in terms of how you set up the structure and all that, but it's to direct and develop your investment in the United States. It's a pretty strict renewal process. Visa is usually granted for periods up to 5 years, but it will depend on the treaty, as well as you have to have a treaty of commerce and navigation with the United States. There's about 80 countries in the world that if you have a passport from one of those countries, you can move to the United States on the E-2 visa, investing as little as $70,000, $80,000 in a business that's going to generate a couple American jobs. So pretty quick processing time for the E-2 visa. It could take as little as 3 months from the time you start the investment process, prepare the visa petition, apply for the visa. So pretty quick. Where the EB-5 program is more of a long-term endeavor, where the entire process could take 4 or 5 years, as you're going to have to apply for the visa. You can adjust status if you're already lawfully in the US or apply at the consulate. You have to keep the funds invested for at least 2 years. You have to show new jobs generally created, 10 new jobs over a period of 2 years to remove the conditions on the green card. So we're talking about a few years to get through the entire EB-5 process and to secure that permanent green card. Where the E-2 visa, I'll bet temporary, you're able to get it in as little as 3 months. And an important thing, I mentioned $80K for E-2. EB-5, it's 10 times the amount. We're talking about minimum investment, $800,000. Now, there's some good news. You can secure a loan, donation, a loan from a bank, donation from a family member. You can take out a home equity loan in your house, but you need to come up with that $800,000 cash to invest in a new business or invest in a regional center investment. It could be like a real estate development project. So significantly higher investment amount. Not everyone has $800K lying around, but there is good news that if you do have that rich uncle, you can get a loan or a donation for that amount. So we've had a lot of E-2 visa investors over the years. For EB-5, we generally haven't had many EB-5 clients, except those that are born in India, because they're generally faster, more economical options if you're able to move to the United States on the E-2 visa, or even just period move to the United States than investing $800,000. But there are countries like China, India, or recent college grads that there's not another option for them to legally stay in the US. So the EB-5 is a great option for those select candidates. Definitely want to explore different options. This video is meant to just showcase 2 visa options that rely on an investment. The E-2 non-immigrant category, you could say more or less $80K, although there's no minimum, create a couple American jobs. And then the EB-5, $800,000 minimum investment, and you got to create at least 10 jobs. So there you have it. You have 2 US investor visa categories that we've just gone through in today's video.